the future martial arts man.
As smoke rose from the crater, a martial saint exclaimed in shock, "What kind of monster is he?" He single-handedly shattered the Dharma forms of all the martial saints. Suddenly, Lu Sheng appeared, hovering above them, smirking silently. The martial saint shouted, "Attack together! Kill him! Let's combine our strength and unleash it!" Lu Sheng sneered. "And so, you finally thought of ganging up on me? Such laughable restraint. Let me shatter it all." As his godly aura surged in power, Lu Sheng struck them down one by one with effortless punches. The martial saints cried out in pain, we can't defeat him." Like flies, the martial saints were sent flying. An elderly martial saint grabbed Martial Saint Harold and asked in panic, "Gerald, who the hell is this person?" Martial Saint Harold stammered, "Sanji, I don't know." "Don't ask me, I don't know. Please, don't ask me anymore. I'm just a weak and insignificant level 9 martial saint." Lu Sheng scoffed. "Weak? So weak? Are all of you really this pathetic? Can you at least show some level 9 abilities?" Another martial saint pulled something from his pocket and muttered, "Damn it, I'm going all out." As the crystal in his hand glowed, he suddenly swallowed it. Power surged through his body, tearing his shirt to shreds. He then charged at Lu Sheng, roaring, "I want you to die." His strike sent Lu Sheng hurtling like a bullet into the wall. A few moments later, smoke rose from the rubble. Lu Sheng emerged, wiping blood from his mouth. He inhaled deeply, savoring the scent on his fingers, then grinned. "Yes, this is more like it. Give me pressure." His eyes gleamed with determination as he smirked. "Come on, kill me, you trash." A martial saint shouted in disbelief. Sai refused to believe it. "How can a level 8 martial artist defeat all of us martial saints? I don't care about my lifespan anymore. Let's devour the energy crystals together. You dare underestimate us? Go die." The martial saints swarmed Lu Sheng, raining blows upon him. He took each hit without resistance. Suddenly, a powerful kick sent him crashing to the ground. Yet, instead of despair, Lu Sheng smirked. Then his immortal cells activated. A surge of power erupted from within as he levitated, his energy intensifying. Lu Sheng whispered, "This is it. This is it. This is the pressure I've always wanted." A massive energy sphere formed around him, shattering the ground beneath him. The sheer force of his aura sent the martial saints sprawling. "Ah! What's going on?" they cried. A beam of light shot down from the sky as a formation circle appeared above the island. Lu Sheng glowed like a god. Looking down at his fallen enemies, he murmured, "Onai finally broke through." Opening his arms wide, he declared, "Os I am invincible in this world." One martial saint quickly put on his sunglasses, shielding his eyes from Lu Sheng's blinding aura. He muttered to himself, this aura. Has he broken through to level 9? At level 8, he could already fight so many of us. At level 9, wouldn't it be like slaughtering dogs?" His companion paled. "Psst, monster, let's run." "If we don't run now, it'll be too late," the northern marshal whispered in awe. "Oh, that's the true god of this world." The bald marshal murmured, "On the pinnacle, the absolute pinnacle of humanity." The central marshal fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face as he gazed at Lu Sheng like one with the sun. "The pinnacle of light, the pinnacle of heat, the pinnacle of power. Lu Sheng, he is our god of war." Two martial saints leaped away from the island. Martial Saint Lin Jingyue, watching from afar, clenched her fists. "This power, it's hard to put into words. Earlier, I didn't even dare to devour energy crystals and fight desperately. Somehow, I felt I was no match for him." She took a deep breath, her heart pounding. "Right now, it feels like I'm witnessing history, an epic being written before my very eyes. Many things on this planet have already changed. A new era has arrived, and the ruler of this era is him, Lu Sheng." Lu Sheng gazed at the battlefield and muttered, Even after 300 years of martial arts, these so-called level 9 martial artists are still too weak. Even with 20 of them, enhanced by energy crystals, they can't achieve a qualitative change." He scoffed. "Too many of them are just paper tigers, unable to provide real pressure. In this battle, I even held back part of my strength to avoid instantly killing them. I'm still far from reaching the ultimate state. It feels like I'm playing a game with only half my concentration, unable to feel a sense of crisis." His eyes burned with an untamed hunger for more power, because I can clearly feel. Even if these martial saints attack me freely, these trash won't be able to kill me. At 22 immortal cells, I could already withstand a level 10 attack. Now with nearly 300 immortal cells, it would be a joke if I were killed by a level 9. I feel like I'm only half a level 9 and not fully there yet. The fusion of my martial body and psychic power isn't complete. It seems I can only place my hopes on the arriving guide. As he looked at the sky, his fist clenched tightly. A few moments later, he landed in front of the military marshals. Lu Sheng asked, "Can I return to Dragon Nation with you guys later?" The central marshal, overjoyed, stammered, "Po? This, of course." Grinning in excitement, he muttered to himself, "And after 2 centuries of bitter struggle, it turns out the heavens were saving the best for us. The absolute pinnacle of humanity. This is the f***ing jackpot. Sweetness after suffering at last." Suddenly, a battered Marshal St. Cumberland staggered toward them. "Easterner," he called out. Lu Sheng turned to face him. Marshal St. Cumberland continued, "Son, I acknowledge your strength, but taking all the energy crystals will bring calamity upon yourself, possibly even the downfall of this planet." "You must think this through," Lu Sheng replied. "I'll let the guide come find me himself. Don't worry, I won't burden the rest of you." As Lu Sheng walked away, the military marshal laughed, as if Lu Sheng had just told Marshal St. Cumberland a joke. Marshal St. Cumberland, stunned, muttered, "Huh? What is he trying to do? That is the guide. Could it be? No, it can't be, right?" A few moments later, the Marshal Saints on Thousand Saints Island watched in silence as Lu Sheng departed, gazing at him as if he were a living deity. The heights Lu Sheng had reached at that moment were unprecedented in history and in the future. It was uncertain if anyone would ever match him. A few hours later, Fiona ran after Lu Sheng, calling out, "Wait!" She tried to compose herself, making sure she looked her best. "Mysterious Easterner, you still haven't told me your real name," she said. Lu Sheng looked back and replied, "That isn't important. Forget me, Fiona. I already have a fiancé." Without another word, he turned and walked toward the helicopter. Immediately, it took off. Fiona watched as Lu Sheng disappeared into the sky, tears streaming down her face. Marshal St. Cumberland placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder and said, "Oh, just like he said, forget him, Fiona. The two of you aren't destined to be together." But Fiona's eyes burned with determination. She clenched her fists and declared, "I know what I must do." She turned and walked away. Marshal St. Cumberland, alarmed, called after her, "Fiona?" A Marshal Saint with broken glasses muttered, "Cumberland, he took away all the energy crystals from this competition. What should we do?" Marshal St. Cumberland scoffed, What else can I do? I can only wait for Lord Guide to descend and let this so-called pinnacle of humanity learn the price of breaking the rules." A Marshal Saint with only 2 teeth grumbled, "Lord Guide will help us. He will punish that arrogant Easterner." His friend nodded eagerly. Yes, he definitely will." Looking up at the sky, sweat beading on his forehead, he murmured, "And the invincible Lord Guide. That's right, he'll restore justice for us." Marshal St. Cumberland clenched his fists and muttered under his breath, "Easterner, when the time comes, it'll be your doom. You won't be able to escape the grasp of Lord Guide." Meanwhile, in the Eastern Military District Commander's estate, Lu Sheng's mother hummed happily, Hey, time to wrap the dumplings." His father nodded in approval. This dough is not bad," he said, puffing on a cigarette as he prepared the dumplings. As a secret ingredient, he flicked the cigarette ash into the mix. Suddenly, Lieutenant Colonel Dong Qing-shu entered and greeted them. "Everyone, you've worked hard." Lu Sheng's parents beamed. "Little Qing is here." Lu Sheng's father hastily threw away his cigarette. Lu Qing smiled and said, "Thank you, Sister Qing-shui." Stretching her arms, she pouted, "Mom, if you want to eat dumplings, just ask the chef to make them. Why must we do it ourselves? Ours don't even taste as good." Lu Sheng's father lit another cigarette and scoffed, "What do you know? No matter how skilled the chef is, their dumplings will never taste like your mom's. No one can match your mom's cooking." Lu Qing blinked. "Oh," their mother chuckled. "Aya, it's not as exaggerated as you say. I just figured I should practice since it's been so long since I last cooked. Otherwise, when little Sheng comes back craving them, my skills might be rusty and the food won't taste right." Their father grinned. Sa was being honest. Lu Qingye sighed. Yes. Big brother is the most important. But speaking of which, as her mother said Nerling and her father said dear, they hugged each other affectionately, turned to Dong Qing-shu and asked, "Sister Qing-shu, when will Big Brother come back?" "It has already been a year." Her mother nodded. "That's right. It's been so long. When exactly will he?" Lieutenant Colonel Dong Qingshu gazed up at the sky and sighed. I don't. Suddenly, her phone rang. She pulled it out, her expression shifting to shock. Ah! She gasped. Without another word, she bolted outside, called after her, Sister Qingchu. Lu Sheng's mother frowned. Little Qing, what's up with you? Why did you suddenly run out? As tears welled up in Dong Qingshu's eyes, a familiar voice spoke from nearby. I'm back. She turned and saw him. Lu Sheng. Without hesitation, she ran to him and threw her arms around him. Holding him tightly, she whispered, Wait, so long for you. Lu Sheng smiled gently. Sui Qing, you've been taking care of my parents all this time. It has been hard on you. Turning to his family, he said, Dad, Mom, little he, I'm home. As Lu Sheng continued to hug Lieutenant Colonel Dong Qingshua, Father Lu scoffed, brat. Mother Lu smiled warmly and said, you're back. That's all that matters. Big brother, what took you so long? Where's my gift? A few moments later, that night, Lu Sheng joined the dumpling-making brigade, sharing a long-awaited reunion meal with his family. Come on, let's wrap dumplings together. Listening to his family's voices, Lu Sheng's expression carried a resolute clarity. As a blade peerless in the world, home was his sheath. In the villa garden, Lu Sheng and Lieutenant Colonel Dong Qingshu walked together under the moonlight. Lu Sheng said, when we first met, it was around this time of year too. Lieutenant Colonel Dong Qingshu simply nodded. Lu Sheng continued, in a couple of days, take my parents back to Baihe. I'll handle some things first, then we'll go to your place together. Suddenly, he pulled her close and whispered, it's about time to settle things between us. Lieutenant Colonel Dong Qingshu gazed into Lu Sheng's eyes, and finally they kissed passionately as the flowers glowed under the moonlight. At the military command conference hall, an officer slammed the table and shouted, so damn satisfying. His friend cheered, awesome. The central marshal stood before them, his voice solemn yet filled with pride. Gentlemen, today is destined to be a day remembered by all our comrades in the Dragon Nation. A 2-century-old dream has been fulfilled, and now, we welcome our military god, the one who surpasses all martial saints on Azure Star. The room erupted in murmurs of awe. The central marshal continued, apart from this monumental honor, there's one more thing. The military god, Lu Sheng, has entrusted me with a request to implement this body-refining technique across the entire army. I'd like everyone to review it. The southern marshal, alongside a bald marshal, was stunned. What? A body-refining technique endorsed by the military god? Just what kind of ultimate art is this? In the video, a mannequin executed a palm strike with devastating force. Then, it delivered a knee-high kick with extreme precision. An officer gasped, this! Another officer, eyes wide with shock, stammered, these seemingly simple movements. Just by observing and visualizing them in my mind, I can feel countless wondrous inspirations bursting forth. A different officer jumped to his feet. Not just that. Even my own martial path feels enlightened. It's like a new world has opened. As the officers cheered, the central marshal stroked his beard thoughtfully. I see that you've sensed it too. That's right, this body-refining technique looks simple, but when executed, it's beyond incredible. He paused before declaring, our initial test confirmed that it's at least 100 times more effective than our current body-refining 24 forms. And it grants 100 times greater chance of unlocking human potential. An officer's eyes gleamed. This is truly a blade carving a new era for martial arts. Another marshal, overwhelmed, saw golden coins raining in his mind and burst into laughter. This is an immeasurable martial treasure. Ha ha ha. Heaven is truly blessing the Dragon Nation. Only the one standing at the pinnacle of martial arts, Lu Sheng, could create such a transcendent martial skill. Suddenly, an officer raised his hand. Wait, are we really going to implement this valuable body-refining technique across the entire army? Once we roll it out, it won't be long before it gets exposed. I'm afraid. The central marshal looked at him firmly. This is the true magnanimity of a martial saint. Lu Sheng has already said that this technique exists to benefit the entire planet. A heavy silence fell over the room. An officer clenched his fists. It turns out, the 100 years of my life were wasted. Lu Sheng's heart is as vast as the cosmos, and his vision spans galaxies. Not only in strength, but also in foresight, I am far inferior to him. The central marshal took a deep breath and declared, everyone, we should feel privileged, for we are about to witness a new era, forged by the Dragon Nation's military god. The entire hall erupted in an earth-shaking roar. Oh, Even the walls seemed to tremble with their voices. Meanwhile, in a military camp in the Eastern Military District, Lu Qiming, a soldier's voice echoed through the training grounds. Lu Qiming, balancing on one finger, continued his push-ups. 3,548. 3,549. His body trembled from exertion. His new friend suddenly rushed over, panting with excitement. Liu Qiming! Lu Qiming! Lu Qiming finally dropped to the ground and sighed. What? His nerdy friend adjusted his glasses, his voice barely containing his excitement. Good news! Incredibly good news! He paused for dramatic effect. Hey, there are two pieces of good news. Which one do you want to hear first? Lu Qiming wiped the sweat from his forehead and muttered, the first one, I guess. His friend grinned. The first good news is that a military god has emerged from our ranks. He's a saint-level powerhouse and the Dragon Nation's 4th level 9 martial saint. Lu Qiming raised an eyebrow. Wow, then do you know who that military god is? His friend hesitated before answering, and it was never officially revealed, but some speculate it might be the Blazing Sun Admiral, Lu Sheng. However, after his disappearance near the coast a year ago, there's been no news. So I think it's unlikely. Lu Qiming excitedly said, makes sense. Then what's the second good news? His new friend grinned. The second good news is even better. The military has rolled out a new body refining technique, rumored to be created by the military god himself. It's 100 times more effective than what we've been using. Many people have broken through their martial bottlenecks on the first day of training. Here, I brought a copy on this flash drive. Lu Qiming's eyes lit up. Then what are we waiting for? Let's hurry to the martial room and train. Go, go, go! His friend laughed. Let's go! As they walked away, Lu Sheng watched them from a distance. An officer approached Lu Sheng and said, Liu Qiming has been working extremely hard, and his current strength is close to reaching that of a level 2 martial artist. Among the new recruits, his performance is quite outstanding. Due to your instructions, he has not been assigned any high-risk missions. Lu Sheng nodded seriously. In the future, give him a little more support in terms of resources, but don't let him notice. The officer responded, Yes, sir. Lu Sheng turned around and said, let's go. As he walked away, he thought to himself, no matter how you look at it, strengthening the combat power of the mid to lower ranks is a good thing. For ordinary soldiers, every extra bit of strength to survive the attacks of beasts means one more shred of hope to stay alive. Sometime later, a soldier suddenly emitted a powerful aura and shouted, I've broken through to level 3. This military god body refining technique is really insane. The military god is invincible. Outside, a young boy clenched his fists and declared, with the military god from now on, we no longer have to lower ourselves when facing the disciples of martial saints. Among the countless voices praising and calling Lu Sheng's name, he could somehow sense them all. It was a strange and wondrous feeling, as if he had acquired the divine powers of an ancient deity. Lu Sheng murmured, So this is what it means to enjoy the worship of millions and endure for eternity. He chuckled to himself. And just like in those novels I read in my past life where a god's power came from their believers, it really does feel like I've experienced a touch of divinity. A realization struck him, seemed to have gained a new type of flesh rebirth divine ability. No, I shouldn't strive to become a god. Instead, I should become a symbol. His gaze turned sharp. The martial path is me, and I am the martial path. That way everyone in this world, no, in this universe, who cultivates the martial path will naturally become my believers. At the Martial Saint Tower, Martial Saint Tan Zhongyu sat in silent meditation. Suddenly, he trembled, his face contorting in pain as sweat dripped down his forehead. Ugh! He clenched his chest, his breath ragged. Our paths are not alike. That's why we went our separate ways back then. Who would have thought that brat from back then could now defeat me so easily? Life is truly unpredictable. He exhaled sharply. My Dao heart. It's covered in cracks. That last battle affected me far more than I realized. But just because you're stronger than me now doesn't mean your path is the right one. His eyes darkened. Lu Sheng is not even 20 years old, yet he has reached such invincible heights. You expect me to believe he didn't have some extraordinary encounter? What was it you told me back then? When I become a martial sage, I'll shatter the towers, break the martial traditions, and spread martial arts to all under heaven. Tan Zhongyu scoffed, then let out a mocking laugh. Ha! Ridiculous. You really expect me to believe Lu Sheng would selflessly share all his knowledge with the world? Right now, he is stronger, so his path seems correct. But if one day I surpass him, then my path will be the true one. He clenched his fists tightly. With a smirk, he murmured, Actually, it's only a matter of months now. Lu Sheng's doom is approaching. That fool dared to seize all the energy crystals. Once the guides descend, he won't stand a chance. Just then a disciple hurried into the room and bowed. My lord, there are new developments regarding Lu Sheng. Tan Zhongyu's expression hardened. Speak. The disciple hesitated for a moment before saying, Lu Sheng is implementing a new body refining technique across the entire military, and the effects are astonishing. Tan Zhongyu's eyes widened in shock. What? The disciple continued. Lu Sheng has openly published his martial arts techniques. Now anyone who is willing can learn them. Tan Zhongyu turned toward the screen and watched the video. As the realization dawned on him, his body trembled. Sweat dripped down his temples, his hands shook. He actually dared to share all his hard-earned knowledge. He really went and did it. With a hollow gasp, he dropped to his knees, trembling like an old man who had just witnessed the impossible. His voice cracked as he muttered, and this level of magnanimity goes far beyond what the word shocking can describe. His fingers dug into the floor, made my Tao heart shattered. His body trembled violently. An eye lost. His breath hitched. I'm far inferior to him. His entire being was consumed by the weight of this realization. In a different scene, inside Zhao Ji's courtyard, Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu entered silently. Zhao Ji sat alone, staring at the flickering candlelight. Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu stood there for a moment without speaking. Zhao Ji finally broke the silence. Why did you come back so quickly? Did the guide arrive early this time? Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu slowly removed her hood and mask. The guide hasn't arrived yet. Zhao Ji's eyes widened in shock. Then why are you here? The nourishing elixir hasn't been redeemed yet. Do you have it? Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu said. It has nothing to do with that. I came back this time because someone wants to meet you. Zhao Ji looked confused. Meet me? Is it Tan Zhongyu? Why does he want to see me? To mock me? His expression darkened as he turned to Lin Zhengyu. Lin Zhengyu, we agreed beforehand that since you accepted my energy crystals, you would do your best to protect me. Tell me the truth. What does Tan Zhongyu want? Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu shook her head and said, I never said it was him. It's someone else, someone you're very familiar with. Zhao Ji's brows furrowed. Very familiar? Who? Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu replied. To the pinnacle of humanity, Lord Lu Sheng wants to see you. At that moment, Lu Sheng walked in with a smirk. With a teasing tone, he said, Hello, surprise. Zhao Ji's entire body stiffened. His eyes widened in shock as cold sweat dripped down his forehead. He stumbled backward, falling to the floor. You? Lu Sheng? His voice trembled as he turned to Lin Zhengyu. What? Why did you call him? Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu bowed slightly. The pinnacle of humanity, Lord Lu Sheng. I will return everything you gave me. Before Lord Lu, I can't even protect myself, let alone you. Zhao Ji's hand shook as he muttered. Oh, the pinnacle of humanity. Lord Lu? A martial saint addressing someone as Lord? His mind raced. How many people on Azure Star could make a martial saint humbly call them Lord? None. Not a single one, only a guide, a level 10 guide. His breath hitched. Ah! Zhao Ji stammered. You have reached level 10? His thoughts spiraled. Just 1 year of secluded healing. What exactly happened outside? Lu Sheng slowly walked toward Zhao Ji, his expression indifferent. You have two choices, life or death. Zhao Ji trembled violently. Lu Sheng sighed. Since you can't answer, I'll choose for you. He reached out and grabbed Zhao Ji's face. Zhao Ji shrieked like a frightened child. Wah! His eyes spun wildly as he struggled. Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu bowed her head. Thank you, Lord Lu, for sparing his life. Zhao Ji shivered uncontrollably. His lips quivered as he muttered nonsense. Abba! Lu Sheng turned around and said flatly, Oh, no need to thank me. He's as good as dead anyway. As he walked away, he thought to himself, An just erased most of Zhao Ji's memories and randomly added some new ones. It's equivalent to cutting out a piece of his martial soul. With a damaged soul, he can never return to his peak. Reaching even level 7 Grandmaster will be difficult. Lu Sheng's eyes remained cold. Let's go. He'll wake up soon. Don't disturb him, Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyu said. Okay. 5 minutes later, Zhao Ji woke up in shock. He bolted upright and exclaimed, And I'm still alive! I didn't die. The heavens haven't forsaken me. His breath trembled as he clutched his chest. Zhao Ji, I have been reborn. I have lived another life. Tears streamed down his face as he sobbed. Who? Dad, Mom, Sis, you all died so horribly. He gritted his teeth, his sorrow turning into rage. Suddenly he roared, "No, I must go back. I must take revenge. Those bastards who killed my family must pay in blood." His fury was so intense that his body trembled, but after screaming, his eyes grew dazed. Zhao Ji furrowed his brows in confusion. But how? How do I return to my original world? Just then, a notification appeared before his eyes. A system? I actually have a system? He quickly read the mission details. Kill 10 million beasts to complete the task, and then I can summon the martial ancestor and obtain his inheritance? A martial saint. The martial ancestor. Is he the mighty being who brought me to this world? It must be. Otherwise, who could reincarnate me? His breathing quickened. It's his inheritance. That means if I complete the system's task, not only can I go back, but I might even revive my parents and sister. Determination burned in his eyes. To obtain a great inheritance, one must endure great trials. Just 10 million beasts? I can do it sooner or later. I'll head to the front lines now. I'll kill beasts. I'll kill beasts. In this life, I will change everything. With that, Zhao Ji dashed off. Marshal Saint Lin Jingyu, who had been observing from afar, stood in stunned silence. She turned to Lu Shang, her voice filled with confusion. This. Lord Lu, how did you do that? Lu Shang sighed. Nothing worth mentioning, just waste recycling. He smirked inwardly and thought to himself, just a little trick with willpower simulation. After absorbing so many messy memories in the dreamscape, I simply picked some, rewove them, then implanted them into Zhao Ji's little brain, and voila, a brand new transformed Zhao Ji was born. As for his system and missions, let's just say they were improvisations. Lu Shang's lips curled into a small smile. From now on, the ultimate martial Saint Zhao Ji will dedicate his life to humanity's great battle against the beasts. So touching, Marshal Saint Lin Jingyu muttered, "Menhe is truly fortunate." A few moments later, in a different place, Lu Shang and Marshal Saint Lin Jingyu walked side by side. As they passed through the courtyard, Lin Jingyu suddenly noticed a young girl observing them from a distance. She narrowed her eyes and waved her hand. "Oh, Wen Wanwan, what are you looking at?" "Nonsense, get back inside." Lu Shang glanced at the girl. "It's her. Qing Shu mentioned her before." Marshal Saint Lin Jingyu turned to him with a knowing smile. "Lord Lu, are you interested in my daughter? If you don't mind, I can agree on Wanwan's behalf." Lu Shang immediately took a step back. "You must be joking. I already have a fiancé." Marshal Saint Lin Jingyu chuckled. "But that's not a big deal. Before the martial Dao era, men having multiple wives was common, let alone now." Her gaze turned sharp. "Lord Lu possesses the most exceptional talent under the heavens. If his genes could produce another child, it would be a great contribution to all of Azure Star." Lu Shang waved his hands dismissively. No, I'm not interested in little girls." Marshal Saint Lin Zhongyu's eyes flickered. "Not interested in little girls?" She suddenly took a step closer. Her voice softened, teasing yet seductive. Then, "My lord." "Say, what about me?" She pressed her chest slightly forward, her gaze locking onto him. Lu Sheng stiffened. Beads of sweat formed on his forehead. "Whoa, what kind of widowed woman plot is this?" he screamed internally. He coughed awkwardly. "Supreme beyond the martial saints, please restrain yourself. I am not that kind of person." Marshal Saint Lin Zhengyue smirked. "Then Lord Lu, are you really not going to return the energy crystals?" Lu Sheng's expression instantly turned serious. "What? I can't keep them." Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.